What's up, guys? It's Steve from the Infamy team, back with a Midseason Madness tournament preview video. Gonna be doing our power rankings, gonna go through the pick'ems, and at the very end we'll be making my fantasy team for the tournament. In case you don't know, Infamy hosts fantasy Overwatch League tournaments every week. There is competition. You choose 5 players, that their total has to be under the $100 salary cap, so the better the player, the more expensive they are going to be to add to your team. And you can only have maximum of 2 players from any one team. We'll get more into that later, but let's start off with some power rankings. And sorry if my video is really blurry. OBS hates me, and I hate it too. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments, but I'll work on that in the future. Let's just clean up the bottom here. Honestly, this looks fine. I'm just going to move Valiant because I don't want them. Yeah, these are... Oh, wait, no, Chengdu. Get out, get out. Alright, so let's start from the top, actually. This is kind of an old power rankings mine from back that week where really Spark was popping off and then kind of has looked tragic, probably like week 3. Tragic ever since. Not tragic, but not so great. I like the Shock. I think they've been looking great. I really like the last tournament too, but they really just dropped the ball. I'm kind of looking at Kaluge, who was not performing to his usual caliber back in the kickoff clash. Maybe with Mikey this time around, the division of labor, especially with the meta being kind of like a little all over the place for tanks, which is going to be a theme of this list. Is I'm really looking at the tanks to bring it home for their teams, because I think I think everyone has like a nutty sojourn. Like, yeah, that's marginal. Good tracers on every team. All these teams are good, but I think tank is going to be the difference maker, which is why I'm going to bring Soul over the first spot here, because Smurf is just a goddamn legend and really just looks impeccable, and he's really allowing Profit and the whole squad to do what they're doing. I will put San Francisco second, though. I'm going to do it again. I don't care. They just look too good to not have it like as a favorite. I don't care what. They're rookies. It's like they're going to be playing in a box in Hawaii. They'll be fine. Spark, you're getting all the way down there. Next has to be Gladiators. I haven't been hot on Gladiators this stage. Mostly mostly due to Reiner. Like I said, back to the tanks. He was freaking incredible first stage, but I think he's been looking real shaky this stage, and is a big reason why the team as a whole is looking shaky. I don't think he's as comfortable on all of the heroes, like the fists and whatnot, to play their usual, which was really like, he was why they were so good the first stage, because he could just be whatever tank you wanted, and unless you wanted a Sigma, then you bring in space. But I don't think it's looking as clean this time around. Maybe they'll get it together for the actual tournament. You know, I'm sure they weren't too concerned about qualifying since they won the kickoff clash, so that pretty much guaranteed them in. So, but I'll bring them up here in third. Who's next? I guess it has to be the Dragons, who have had a total resurgence. Again, I'm going to keep saying it, the tanks. That was their issue earlier in the stage with Void. Now they Fearless in. At least they like have a game plan. Not Fearless. You know his name, Fate. In. At least they have a game plan, so I think that allows just the consistency for the damage to do what they do. Next up. Wow, this one's... I think that's it for the S tier. I think we're down to A tier now. I'm going to bring London out of there. I think Spark is still... Is Spark first? It's got to be Spark or Dallas. I've been saying in the Discord that I'm like, Dallas is going to get it together. Like they always do, right? They have all the good players, all the good coaches. What could go wrong? Even if they don't like play the exact meta, they usually find something that works for them. And I'm gonna stick with that claim. I think they'll they're just good enough to like snag 5th in the tournament. You know, like I said, like they're doing Fate and Shanghai. Like just put Fearless in, Hammond in for Circuit Royale or whatever. But and just just play Winston. I don't care. I know, like I think more towards the start, the casters analysis were like Winston is terrible. Don't ever play him. And I think they've changed their tunes on that a bit this stage. If you're cool with it, do it where you can. Fearless has been going on to the Fist, which I think is like the most flexibility you need. Like, all right, maybe a Doomfist here instead. I don't think he's looked too terrible. Yeah, I think it's really going to come down to their damage. If Sparkle and Edison have which I think they kind of do perform pretty high in tournaments. So I think they'll beat out the rest. But I will go Spark afterwards, just because Shy, honestly. Let's look at the roster over in our fantasy sheet. Sparkies. Oh yeah, Alfie. What more must I say? Alfie is just insane. And Shy. I just love this DPS lineup, and I'll back him. And Bernard has actually been quietly one of the best tanks of the stage, no doubt. All right. I think these two. One of these two is next, Atlanta or Philly. As well, yeah. I'm gonna take a swing. I've been big on Philly this whole stage. I think they've just had a rough time of it. I don't know. They were good the first stage. They did pretty good this stage. Honestly, they just beat Seoul pretty big. I know you're gonna be like, yeah, because MN3 killed the whole team. They're gonna win those. But I think they do have a good overall team here. I guess people questioned the supports a bit, but I think they've been doing their job. And if we keep Carpe out of the game, I think I'm thinking Philly goes far. Could be even top of A. Honestly, I thought about it for a sec, because these two are. I feel like I'm giving it to Dallas on pedigree and Spark off. I mean, they have looked good this stage. But yeah, I'll go with this. And then Atlanta. Oh my god. Read your tab, sir. Atlanta. They look so good to start things off, but have done nothing but disappoint. I'm almost tempted to put Houston over them. Yeah, I'm going to move you down. Atlanta, sorry. I know they really stepped up last tournament compared to how they did during the stage, but yeah, you're letting Kai down. The squad is not coalesced, and Kai can only do so much when all these other teams have just stupid good hit scan, and Dallas. Houston, yeah, I still have to put Houston after Atlanta. I don't care about that win. Boy, was that an undeserved win, honestly. But yeah, we'll see how far they can get off the Dante Doomfist and their double flex support. Last year has been looking pretty insane, but and Merit has. I think it's gonna come down to Pelican. I think Pelican really needs to get back with it, back in 2021 shape here. If their team wants to be good, that is a stipulation. And next you have London, I guess. I don't know what to say words about London. I think they're looking good. People started to overrate them, and now people are starting to underrate them to counteract the overrating of that they're getting. But they're just it's funny. They're kind of like what we expected of the Contenders version of this team last year. They're just such a good teamwork team. I guess they needed the more firepower with Sparker, Shax. That's pretty. Not that they didn't have them, but and the flexibility on tank Poco. Yeah. I guess the question is their DPS, but no, I just said they're pretty good. And honestly, the sports have been really impressing me. So yeah, I'm confident with them there. Florida also started off the stage looking good, but I feel like they were just beating on bad teams. Everyone was like, Hydra, best Sojourn alive, and then it's like, oh wow, okay, everyone else is really good at Surgeon too. Let's try Exy. Maybe maybe Exy can do it, and kind of. But yeah, I've actually kind of liked Toronto this season. I feel like that's a bit of a hot take, but even though they've had like it seems like they're just getting in their own way most of the time. But Toronto, yeah, you can be up there, man. I'm fine. I'll put Toronto over the boys. But you never know. I think most people would have Mayhem at the bottom of their teams, but at least in fantasy, Checkmate has been great. But we'll get into fantasy picks later. Yeah, and that's what we're working with. I don't think anything too crazy here. There's only so many teams, so it's gonna look how it looks. But let's try to use that for our pick'ems here. So, do I just want to cheat off my own homework here and just be like, okay, I have Reign over London. Guess we'll pick Reign. I do think this is a potential upset. That's why I'm going to pick it. I'm actually not too big on Reign. I feel like London comes out hot and then gets shut down in the winners round 1 here. I guess I imagine they would pick it. Shanghai. I mean, maybe they get a map, but I'm not. Yeah, sure. It's the beginning of the tournament. I feel like it's a little less. You might catch him off guard. And I think I did have Spark over Fusion in my list, but oh yeah, Fusion disappoint out the gate, no doubt. I'll make close, but yeah, Houston, Florida. If there's any team Mayhem can beat, it is the Outlaws. But I don't think they do. Yeah, I think it is close. It's a close one. Now we get to choose who picks who. So I think Shock are the first seed. They didn't lose anything. So London or Houston. It's got to be Houston. I think Glad's get next pick. Oh my god. I hope you didn't hear that. People are obnoxious. Gladiators. I don't know. Do you just avoid an APAC team because you don't want to face the unknown, or do you want to get that experience? Because do you warm up against the Spark? Yeah, we can beat that. I think you do. Do it for the fans. Let's mix up some regions here. But I do think they beat them pretty. I think they follow through. And then Seoul would have to pick London by default. Oh yeah, they win, of course. I think they threw out them. Yeah, I think London might get exposed against these. People were hoping at the beginning when they were looking really good that they would expose some APAC teams in this tournament, but I think it's going to be the other way around. And then Fuel are stuck with Dragons. Pretty dope. I think they're just gonna poo on them. Likewise, maybe Fuel get a Dragons buff. Yeah. No. Afraid not. Already did this one. Okay. Shock Dragons. I feel like logic would indicate that Shock loses. As if you are following that, oh boy, this is a big challenge. They haven't been challenged the whole stage. They just beat the Outlaws, whatever. So in theory, they really should lose to Dragons, who are a more experienced team, and just. But do I do it again? This is exactly what ruined my bracket last time. I think I have to chicken out and go Dragons. But I make close. Now this is a good one. Yeah, they might expose them. They might just shit on them. But no, I'm going to say it's close. Oh, and we didn't do any of the losers. Not that it matters all too much. Atlanta. versus Spitfire. I think they win the rematch if that's how it goes. This feels backwards, but whatever. You get the gist. Fine, could take this. Not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna put my invisible money on it. Fuel fusion, but they have to make close because they're fusion. This might be a mistake. It's so bad. It feels so bad counting fuel out. Not just because I'm a fuel fanboy, but it's just like they show up in tournaments. So, and I really believe that I'm like they could just figure out a comp and just play it and just like outskill most of these other teams until you get to like the top 5 or 4. But I just feel like they still gonna fumble the bag. And Fusion, I also think Fusion is a really good team, so. Yeah, again, the rematch. These are probably switched. So it'd be Fuel. I don't want to strain my brain like this. Fusion. Outlaws. Dirt. Gladiators. Fusion. Ooh, I could be real spicy here. Let's finish up. I'm all over the place right now. Honestly, I could see Rain winning this. I know I'm making no sense. I'm like, oh, Rain lose. I feel like Rain just choked the first round. I don't know, but I think they're another team that's like a force in tournaments. But not beat the shot good. Maybe get a map off the shot good. I'm gonna. At this point, I feel like I should just throw Gladiators out because I have such little faith in them to do good in this, but you can't. You can't. But you can. Oh boy. Okay. I'm going for that 1 in a million bracket. Gotta win the money. What is it, 50K if you get a perfect bracket? Gimme. We'll have a lot more than spreadsheets then. Shock versus Fusion. Yeah, kind of probably. Alright, you can get a map. I don't know. I'm still shocking. Big shocker. And who is the top APAC? I feel like it's Dragons. But I'm going to get with Logic. And give Soul a close win. And then you go to Losers, Finals. Ooh, this is a really tough one. Ooh. I might just go with what I want. Like I want Shock to go fight. Yeah, they're coming out hot. 3-1 the Dragons. Ooh. Ooh. Shock versus Soul. Alright, let's look at the teams. And get ready for our fantasy draft here. Shock and Soul. Lovely. Kaluge, Finn. So we have Fitz, Stalker, and Prophet against Kilo, Proper, and Sam. I mean, I think you have to give it to Soul on the DPS, but the Proper factor is real. He is $34 for a reason. Supports, Bindame, Creative, Finn Violent, give it to the Shock. And Tank, Kaluge, Mikey, or Smurf. I think this is not a good way to figure out who wins, but it's the only way we can really think of, so Smurf has the edge over their tanks. Oh, I'll give it a 4-2 in classic Overwatch fashion. Let's save. Yep, Yep, that's me. It's that easy. It's that easy. Give me the money. Alright, let's peep the power rankings before we continue to the fantasy. So Seoul wins it all, just as I said. In shock in second place. Glad's choked to Philly, but you know, still up there. Yeah, Shanghai. It'd be funny if Shanghai goes that early. I think people are really expecting them to be a contender here. And I don't think anyone expects anything of these teams underneath these four. So, so yeah, I guess it's who's gonna. Are any of these people gonna poo early? Gonna bow out early? And are any of these gonna be a surprise force? I guess London is always a source of surprises. Toronto, perhaps. I'm gonna say no to Houston. I don't think so. Philly, obviously, you can tell from my bracket, I have some expectations. And Spark, maybe they return to old form. Alrighty, let's get to the tournament. So, reminder of the rules here. 5 pros, one for each role. So, you know, 2 support, 2 DPS, 1 tanker. They must be under $100 and can only have a maximum of 2 from one team. Submit your team on our Discord. I'll link it in the description along with this sheet. And the scoring: 2 points per kill, -1 for death, 2 points per ultimate used, 3 for first kill, -2 for first death. So, due to the limitations of the stats we have access to, we're really big on the kills here. So that's why DPS is kind of your breadwinners here. So you want to shell out for your DPS, and then on the other hand, you go cheap on your support. Because I feel like there's a big disparity between the top supports and the lower supports in points, because lower supports are dying all the time, so they tank their points very badly. And the top supports are like you get another DPS, like a Finn shooting in the or a Shu, like, and they can even get more ultimates too. So, and then tank is the odd man out, where you know you can go for a good tank and they could perform highest in the tournament and be better than any DPS. Like I think Smurf was insane in the kickoff clash for fantasy, or you can just go for a cheaper one and. You know, they do middling, but you expect your supports and damage to pick up the slack. So let's who's our first round draft pick here? And apologies if this is super blurry and impossible to see. Hopefully that helps a little. Pretty clear on my screen. And to you if you click on the sheet in the link. But, you know, you gotta go proper, right? 34 for proper? 34 for proper? He is the highest in the tournament, I believe. Yep. So actually, I'm gonna move away from the DPS because there's just so many good options that I can fill out. Even if for these cheaper guys, I could be pretty happy. But what's gonna like ruin my team? Like I don't want a Gator on my team because I spend so much on my DPS. I only have $10 left for tank. Like, what's the worst tank I'd be happy with? Belrosa for 20. I think that is a good baseline. I don't really want Piggy. I think he's the worst tank I want. That I'll settle for, but you never know. I might be back later. So, all right, we got a pretty cheap tank. Any supports that I really want. I mean, Izayaki, 26 though. That is painful. That's another DPS. And 20 isn't exactly really cheap either for my tank. Maybe Iris? So, I forgot to mention, we are incorporating stage points for this. Normally during the weekly tournaments, we just average the amount of games you play. So you don't just pick players who have more games in the week. It's whoever scores the most if they played mismatched numbers of games, the players. But for tournaments, we use stage points, and we do this across all our fantasy tournaments. If a team plays less games than another due to winners bracket advancements, they get, let's 100. They get 100 points for each round they skip. So, if you look at our pick'ems, I am not granting these teams 100 points because they're playing an extra game already. But these guys who are advanced already because their record was so good, they get 100 points for this advancement to make up for the fact that they're not playing this game. Now you could score more than 100 points, I guess. Or is it 50? I don't know. I have to double check that. It's 100 for Valorant. It might be 50 for Overwatch. I have to check the kickoff clash. Okay, correction. Wow. They get 50 points for each round they skip. So, these teams will get 50 points to make up for the game they're not playing, and every winner's bracket win you get will give you another 50 points because you're going to get more games down here in the losers bracket. So, and the final team will get 100 points. The winner of winners round 3 here will get 100 points for making it through the uppers, and then you play the final games. So now that that is clarified, let's actually look at the bracket. What am I doing? So who's going to go far here? We know who's going to go far. So we got to get some soul players. Vindame. I think Vindame is worth. So we're going to do it up here. So 20 for Belsorsa. 24 for Vindame? Or should I go 25 for creative? I don't know. 20 for Belsorsa. Vindame. Those are different teams. Let's get some. Can we get a Glad? Can we get a Glad DPS? That'd be cool. Maybe Patty Fan? 28, not bad. Kilo for 28. Stalker for 28. Fleta for 28. Alpha E. I don't think they're going to go far enough that I want to go for Alpha E. Same with like all the Outlaws players. I'm probably going to have to pick up an Outlaws player to make my team work, but Venom does play pretty consistently, and if they do go far, but I don't want to bet on the rain. What am I? Sparkle might be a good pickup for 26 bucks if they do end up performing. MN3. Oh, do I do it? I do. 25 for MN3. Done. Let's do some quick maths here. We got 2 players left we need to fill, so 25 plus 24 plus 20. 69. Nice. 31 points left. That is not a lot for another damage and a support. So now we're scraping the bottom of the barrel here. What are the cheap supports? Fixa for 15, but I think I have too many. Yeah, that would be 3 fusion players. So maybe I'll switch Belsarosa. But Admiral, Chio? Dude, Chio popped off last tournament. Animo. These options are grim. I paid 25 for Vindame. That is pretty outrageous. Who does this pricing? Churong, actually. Iris for 19. Let's go Iris 19. OG? Chio? Chio 15? Yeah, I don't mind that. So let's say we do Chio, not Iris. So there's 16 left for a damage. It's not ideal. That's if I keep Vindame. So who's 16? Architect. Oh, cool. I get an Ana. Lovely. Yurio. No, they really leaned on Edison now. Nero might not be bad. I'm not going anyone below Carpe. I refuse. So MN3. So how much do I have left? I have 16 left. Alright, so I think Vindame is gonna have to go. Alright, let's look at tanks first. Let's I don't remember there being any better tanks, but Piggy, Poco, Void. If they do play Void, they're probably gonna lose. So Ushui will definitely play some maps. Maybe. I do love me a monkey god. Fury. Yeah. Let's put in Gushue as a maybe. 14. And any other tanks tickle my fancy here? Gushue 14, yeah, I like that. I think I might be sacrificing tank this time around because I feel like supports are gonna have a moment. Like, I want a freaking Zenyatta on my team. I want 2 Zenyatas. So maybe I should get Lastro instead. Lastro for 17, yeah, let's go. Alright, so let's make an actual team. So let's go. I still feel like I'm over, but let's go Belsrosa. Oh wait, I need to choose another DPS. Alright, yeah. We'll see how much I have left for DPS. Plus MN3 for 25, I believe. We'll do Chio and Lastro. 23, that gives me. Do I want the extra 6 from Belarosa for Gushue for 29? That'd be pretty big. Yeah, I think I do. Alright, so Belsrosa's out. Gushue's in. What was it, 29 I said? Who's 29? Kai? Dude, Fitz? Oh, I'm so close to getting like the really, really good people. Well, I don't have any Shanghai Dragons. Patty's 28. Kilo. Fled is only 28 too. What are my teams looking right? I have Dallas, Spark. Yeah, oh god. I don't have any of the good teams. No, they're too expensive. I don't have like any Seoul. I don't have any Glads, Shanghai. I have Gushue. And Chio. And Lastro. These people are not going to go far in the tournament. Oh well. Maybe I'll edit this later. But yeah, let's go Patty Fan. Patty Fan. Alright, so my final roster is going to be Patty Pan 28. Who was my other review? Oh yeah. I'm in 3. 25. I really can't get anyone better than... Alright, Gushue, 14. And Lastro. I don't know why why am I picking Houston Outlaws players? Why am I doing this? Lastro for 17. And it was someone else not great. Who was it? It wasn't yours. Oh, it was Chio. Chio for 15. Oh my goodness. This is a balanced team, but I don't know if it's what I would recommend for your team. 14, 17, 15, $99. Alright. And then I will just copy this. I don't know if you could even see what was in what I was typing, but copy it, drop it in my Discord, or in the Infamy Discord channel, and you will be submitted. We do one big tournament where you compete against everyone else. I have not inputted the teams yet, but here, let's look at week 4. So it's one big tournament, all participants play against each other, and you just want to have the best combination of players possible while following all the team building rules, as you just painstakingly watched me do. So join the Discord. We have a link for it in the rules, and I'll put one in the description as well. But you can ask any questions there, and just chat Overwatch League. See all our hot takes. They're pretty garbage. But thanks for watching. This is a really long one. Maybe I'll break it into 2. I don't know. But I will see you in the tournament.